Welcome to the horse race system. I'm just going to give you a quick tour of the horse race system now. A little video of how you would have done if you'd have played up to date on the Monday the 17th of August. So first of all, I do recommend you read all the instructions in full. There's a lot of useful information here, but I'll give you a brief overview of what we're doing here. First thing we need though is tips. So I'm going to go over to At the Races tips here. I'm going to look at Thirsk and Kempton today. Okay, so the first tip down here in the top tip for the 210 at Thirsk is Alpine Dream. So we go to the system tab of the system. Here we are. So instructions explain more. You can experiment with different stakes, but I'm going to start with £5 stakes today. The first race is the 1410 Alpine Dream, is what the tipster on At the Races has suggested. I know from some notes I've made that you'd got that around 4-1 today. Okay, so this is the column you're looking at. That's what it's going to tell you to stake. Initially it's £5 because you've set the stakes to £5. Now I do get the question sometimes. It's actually telling me to bet £2. Oops. If the odds were more like evens, it would actually tell you to bet more, because what it's trying to get you for every single race is double the stakes. So if you get that set of £5, that's going to tell you whatever you need to put on to make sure that you profit £10. Okay, but just back to the demonstration, that's 4-1. And checking the racing results, that actually won. So, a good start to the day. We've bet £5 and we're already 20 quid up. So what you'd do then is you go down to the bottom and you'd reset. You can reset and share your win on Twitter if you fancy it. Tell your friends about it. I'll just reset the system and it clears it all down for you again. Okay, and then we go over for the next race at Kempton, which would have been the 1425. And the top tip there is Moscow. Again, keeping the stakes on £5. 1425 is the race time. This is just for your own reference, really. If you want, you could just populate the odds. You don't need to go through them and fill in these. These are for your own reference when you're looking back. Okay, so you'd have got that at 2-1. And then checking the results, that actually won as well. So you're not really seeing how it works at the moment because you've had a good start today. But there's another £10 profit straight away there. So you've won. So you reset the system again. £5 stakes, and then we go back to Thirsk and we see what the next race is. Next race is 1440 and the tip is Happy Call. So put in 1440, the horse, and you would have got that at 4/5. So as you can see, shorter odds now. It's going to get you to put £15 on this particular race. Checking back at the results there, if I can just check, that actually lost. So that's showing you there, you're £15 down at this point. But that's not a problem, we move on to the next race. Which, if we go back to Kempton, is the 1455. We get the horse, put it in the system, and the odds you would have got that for around 6-4. Okay, so there you go. It's telling you to bet £25 on this race. That would, if it wins, give you a profit of £22. So it's like it will always make you at least £10 a race. So you've got £10 for that race, £10 for that race, and be 20. And obviously with just the odds and the rounding, you got £2.50 on top of that. And if I check the results, that did actually win. So there we go. We've got a nice little run there. That's what happens. It's calculating. So you've got the next bet is increased potentially. Depending on the odds, it's not always higher than the last bet, but it calculates it so you make double that stake every single race. So that's another £22.50 we would have won there already. Go down to the bottom, reset the system, And we are going to look at the next race now at Thirsk. So it would be the 1510 and it would be this horse here. However, this horse is odds on favourite, so the odds you're going for that would have been 1/5, so we wouldn't back that. The instructions explain more, but the number of times that an odds on favourite will lose, say we'll just skip that and we'll skip that race. In this case it was a good example because it did lost. Just put that in the system to show you what that would have looked like. You would have had to put 50 quid on that. Did just get a tenner profit and it lost, so that's why we avoid those. But we just move on and skip the race and go to the next one, which is the 1525. And it's Jules. And we would have got that at around 3-1. And that horse, actually, you can probably see now, as we're getting more up to date, you can see down the left hand side to make it easier for you, we've got the racing results coming there, so you can see Jules at 3-1 actually came in second. So we mark that as a loss. £5 down, we move on to the next race, which is the 1540. So at the races today is tipped on a par for the 1540. And you've got that at 11-4. Tells you to bet £10 on this race. Checking the results here, and that one lost as well. £15 down now. But that's not to worry, we move on to the next race. 1555. Premier Currency is what they're tipping now for this one. Put that in the system. And you'd have got that around 11-8. Tells you to put £35 on the race. And you can see there actually, because it's a recent results this one. Premier Currency came in first place at 11-8. So we say that's one, and that's another £33.13 to add to your pot. So in just a couple of hours there, you've probably made about, I didn't work out exactly, but was that about 60-70 quid? So that's how it works. I wish you all the best with it. Good luck, and I hope you enjoy it.